It's been a busy week at ROi Africa because many brands are appearing in the news and social media platforms. We've had a look at big stories that have entered our charts this week, and outside of brand stories, we've seen the announcement that the Commonwealth Games will be hosted in Durban in 2022. We've also seen the dismal performance of Bafana Bafana, and we've had a look at the Rugby World Cup debacle. But outside of that, there's been several brands that have appeared in our charts at the same time. And there's also been that incredible social media story of Clive Naidoo. So we had a look over the past 7 days to analyze what sort of share of voice these stories got. And in news media, what is interesting to see is that Clive Naidoo is twice the size of the Zuma impeachment story. Clive Naidoo came in at 4.66% against Zuma's impeachment story coming in at 2.33%. I'm not sure that Clive Naidoo realized what he was doing at the time when he posted the social media YouTube video across the platforms. I believe subsequently he shut down his cell phone accounts, and he's also been harassed by various social media parties that were definitely on the JMPD side. It's nice to see the JMPD winning for a change.
Can you make quick, please? I need to go for a meeting.
I'm not working for you.
You are working for me.
I'm working. In which way I'm working for you?
I'm rushing for a meeting. Can you do what you're supposed to do?
I'm working for you.
I pay your salaries. I pay your salaries.
How?
I pay tax.
I pay tax. Then my salary pay, my tax pay who?
Huh?
And then my tax pays who? Your maid.
That's what you think. That's what you think.
Tax.
Oh, is it? Yeah,
yes.
Nice.
So we had a look at Clive Naidoo. Clive Naidoo also bigger than the Guptas over the past 7 days, and also bigger than Medupi Power Plant's opening, which just goes to show, and that's in news media. When we switch to social media, Clive Naidoo comes in at only slightly smaller than the Commonwealth Games announcement by a marginal 0.3%. So literally almost as big as one of the biggest sporting events in the world. Clive Naidoo made a very big impact on the social media charts. But outside of the Clive Naidoo story and the Commonwealth Games story, there were several brands that made quite an impact in the past 7 days. And we've had a look at a few of them. ArcelorMittal recently announced that they'll be closing the Vereeniging plant and that there are other plants that are likely to follow. So that made a big impact on our charts. Also, VW have put in 4.5 billion rands worth of investment into our country. That made a big impact on the chart as well. Also, Fly Safair have tried to sell tickets at R1 a ticket to Durban. I think they released 30,000 of them, which resulted in them crashing their servers internally. Also taking a little bit of flack on social media for that, but it was definitely an effective campaign. And then the two biggest stories that we're going to focus on today is the story about Stellenbosch University, a documentary released called Luister, which speaks about racism and discrimination within the university, and made such an impact that it ended up in Parliament with Blade and Zamande making commentary about it. And then a campaign from Pick n Pay, Stikeez, where one can collect these little plastic creatures with every purchase over a certain amount at the Pick n Pay stores. Over the past 7 days in news media, Stellenbosch University, outside of the documentary, generating 3.52% in news media. Luister coming in at a whopping 96.48% of Stellenbosch University's press, so making a massive impact in news media. In social media, just as big. Stellenbosch University outside of social media coming in at just under 7% of the conversation, and 93% belonging to the documentary. The university firmly in damage control as far as the crisis communication is concerned around the documentary. So much so that, like I said, Parliament has got involved. And then on to a more light-hearted story, which is the Pick n Pay story about Stikeez. And I, for one, have been absolutely astonished at the success of the campaign. Personally, in my circle of people around me, I've noticed many people moving their business from other retail outlets to Pick n Pay purely because of the Stikeez campaign. So in news media over the past 7 days, 27% of Pick n Pay's coverage in news belongs to the Stikeez campaign. And that's really big. 1 in every 4 articles about the giant is about those little tiny creatures. And when we have a look at social media, wow, 81.64% of social media about Pick and Pay belongs to the Stikeez campaign. Kudos to Pick and Pay. It was hugely successful and definitely made a massive impact on our charts.